Good morning. Welcome to Chase Talks. My name's Chase, and I'm going to be your guide on this journey today. Today, we're going to be talking about Star Trek Discovery. It's a new series launched on CBS. Mostly for the United States, it's going to be on CBS All Access after the first episode, which aired on Sunday. But for just about everywhere else in the world, it's going to be available just on normal TV or on Netflix, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I was told that by somebody. And what I'm going to be doing today is kind of breaking down my thoughts on the first two episodes, the pilot episodes. Really, I feel like it's better to talk about them together rather than separately because I really needed to watch both to kind of be hooked to the show. The second episode is what really hooked me. Now, before I get any further in this, I am going to warn that this will be spoiler heavy. I will be talking a lot about what happens, the plot, things like that in the episodes as I give my review. So if you don't want any spoilers, you haven't seen the two episodes yet, click away right now. But before you do that, I do want to say that I would recommend this show to anybody. It was very good. I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan by any means, and I got hooked on the series. I'm definitely going to be watching it. I really enjoyed it, so I would recommend it to anyone. Now that being said, we're going to move more towards the review. Now to talk about the first episode of the two parts of the pilot, The Vulcan Hello. This episode really kind of served to be an introduction to who seems to be the primary protagonist, which is going to be Michael. It kind of starts off with her and her captain, whose name's escaping me for some reason, walking on a desert planet, doing a Federation thing, fixing the planet, giving the water supplies so a species doesn't die. And one thing that I thought was awesome visually was the scene where the Shenzhou, which is the main ship for these two episodes, and then of course will be the Discovery, as the show's namesake is, but comes down through this huge, like big storm clouds after they make a symbol for the Federation in the ground. And I thought the symbol for the Federation in the ground was a little weird. I don't know how their communication devices weren't working through the storms, but they could see that on the ground through the cloud coverage. That was a little bit weird, but the visual of the ship just coming down through the clouds was awesome, and then it beaming them up and it relaunching through the clouds. That was just an awesome scene. I really liked it through the CGI. And then it goes straight to another amazing CGI scene. You can really see kind of them flexing their budget a little bit for their CGI in a spectacular way when next they move to fix the satellite in the binary star system, where you see the two binary stars kind of shooting the energy between them. It's a really cool scene. I love that visual, and I love the visual of the pan around the satellite with the or the communications array with the hole punched through it, and like the drone kind of fixing on it. I loved all of that. It was so cool visually. From that point, Michael, the main protagonist, she goes to check out an anomaly that had a ray around it, so they couldn't really see. So the scanners couldn't really see it. She goes in a fly suit instead of taking a ship, which was kind of weird. But I guess that's a normal Star Trek thing, is for them to fly through space and jetpack suit rather than if the movies and everything have taught me anything, that's their thing rather than just taking a shuttle like you would see in Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, anything like that. But that was definitely a cool visual scene that got circulated online pretty quickly after it happened. That was pretty awesome. But moving forward for that, they get contact with the Klingons. It really kind of goes into the political structure of the Klingons and how they relate to the Vulcans. I really liked that. I thought that was really cool. What the Vulcan Hello was, describing that. I really enjoyed that part. It was cool. And then her kind of mutiny was cool for the story. It's starting off with her being like, oh, I'm going to be the next captain, and then her kind of mutinying the current captain, knocking her out so that she can try and attack the Klingon ship. It was all really cool. I liked the story drawn out, especially when it moves into the second act of actually fighting the ship and her getting caught in the brig. And it really showed a good kind of depiction of a wartime, I thought, with like the guy getting a concussion and him supposed to be going to the medical bay, but he winds up in the brig and talks to Michael about that he really doesn't understand what's going on because he's got the concussion from hitting his head, and it really showed an accurate depiction of really what the wartime would be, or at least I would imagine it be. It was a really more realistic portrayal, in my opinion, and I really liked that because in most series you'll see kind of the overarching battle, and you'll see like the ships explode, but you really won't get to see what happens to the people inside the ship. Like, you might see them getting thrown around or getting ejected into space, but you don't really see like that much of a personal feel for the people in most shows, I don't feel like. And you could totally disagree with that, that's fine, but that's how I feel, and that's one thing I thought this show did really well. I really liked the portrayal of the Klingons. I liked how he got the houses together to fight, how he kind of orchestrated everything, and then how this guy who seemed like he was going to be the main antagonist ends up dying at the end of the first episode, or the end of the second episode, after they go out of their way to say, man, if he dies, he'll become a martyr, and that'd be a really, really bad thing, and we can't let that happen, and then it ends up happening. It was like everything that could go wrong in this show definitely did. And to me, that was something that I just kind of enjoyed. It had a really Game of Thrones feel, to where it's not like, oh, good guys win, bad guys die, everyone's happy at the end. It was like characters that you could become attached to, like that guy who died in the brig when the laser hit it. It could have been somebody that you could have really developed to like. He was kind of funny. I liked his airline pun at the beginning when she was taking off in the spacesuit. So he could have been a really likable character, and he just gets shot out. I was starting to like him. And other characters like that. The captain ends up dying when they board the ship. Just everything, it just really felt like a Game of Thrones type feel, which I really liked. It had a lot more sparse randomness. I don't know if the show is going to continue that once they get on the Discovery in the next few episodes, but I really liked the feel of this, and I'm definitely going to watch the entire first season at least. I don't know how much longer the series is going to be than that, but I'm definitely going to watch the entire first season, and I'm really excited for that. Overall, moving to the ranking in my review, I would rank these two pilot episodes together as 10 binary stars out of 10. I loved them. I really enjoyed it. I'm hooked on it, and I'm gonna watch it all. Now, I'm not going to review every episode, but I definitely will be returning to review the series as a whole, the season, I mean, as a whole. So look out for that. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you never want to miss another video of Chase Talks.